Okay, moving into round 3 here. This was where I picked up my second loss, and had a really bad punt in game 1. Pretty sure I would win this game if I didn't make this misplay, but we'll see. So this guy was playing Black-White Humans, the Craig Wescoe deck that he wrote about, and this is just an amazing opener against him. I didn't know he was playing Black-White Humans, but I would keep this hand in the dark against pretty much everybody. Don't fire off the Bombardment right away. If he was Blue-White Spirits, we would want to use the Bombardment on a Selfless Spirit. Taking 1 damage here is fine. Yeah, using it here is much better use of the mana. So we have Revolutionary Rebuff up. We have Anticipate up, as well as all of our burn spells. So what is it that he casts here? Okay, so at this point it's pretty obvious that he's on the Craig Wescoe deck. Anticipate. I'm pretty sure we take the Glimmer here just because we need more energy. I guess Harness Lightning. We know he's on the Black-White deck, so Harness Lightning gives us more energy to keep our Aether Hubs going, as well as just keep us alive. Yeah. So at this point, I was playing around Gideon. Took some extra damage there to make sure Gideon doesn't resolve, and discarded Void Shatter because it's clunky and we don't have double blue. So things are looking pretty good up to this point. Like, we just have a handful of removal. I think we used Harness Lightning here. Yeah, we got to make some energy. Took a little bit of damage, holding up rebuff for Gideon. Okay, so this is where things start going downhill. So we draw the Dynavolt Tower and then just make a huge punt here by tapping the mountain. So that leaves us with not enough energy to shoot anything down, not Galvanic Bombardment to shoot anything down, and he gets his Scrounger back this turn, and we end up taking a whole boatload of damage that we don't need to, which is really unfortunate because, yeah, see here we would have probably killed Shambling Vents and Copter, taken 5 less damage. Instead, we're taking 8 here and dropping to 6. Now, we're still very much in this game, but being this far behind on our back foot is not good. Especially since Scrounger can keep coming back and he has both Shambling Vents. So we kill Copter here, yeah. Don't want to let him loot. And then I'm pretty sure that we just shoot down the Shambling Vents and then, oh no, we have to shoot down the Scrounger to not die here. So we can't cast Glimmer to go dig for something to catch us back up on tempo. End up going to 3. So casting Glimmer here lets us for sure charge up the Dynavolt Tower and possibly dig for our 4th Bombardment, which was pretty much our only out here to not die. I guess our other out would be untapped land, third Harness Lightning. But yeah, pretty sure we would have locked this game up with the Gear Hulk and the extra card draw if we just had that 5 or 6 more life, which is disappointing, but tried to do our best to come back from that. So moving on to game 2. Here's how we sideboarded. So took out the Void Shatters. Had to keep in some number of negates because he for sure has Gideon in the sideboard. Trimmed a Gear Hulk to lower the curve. Brought in the Weavers and the Incendiary Flows. And cut the catalogs because they're a little slow. So we're on the play here. This is a good hand against him. Just want to open on spot removal against decks like this. And having negate on the play is also very relevant because I think we get to catch his Copter here. Yeah. It's funny, with this archetype, I've been very happy seeing my opponents cast Transgress early in the game, because they're going to take a card that you're not going to be casting early in the game, and you're getting a lot of breathing room in exchange. So I've been happy with my opponents casting Transgress against me with this archetype, but okay. So here, I think he F6 because he should have sacked the Spirit. We ended up with 2 extra energy when we really shouldn't have. But we got a little lucky. So again, we did not use a Harness Lightning there because we wanted to hold up the gate for Gideon, but now that we don't have to worry about Gideon when he taps out, we can kill the Gossip Monger. And he just keeps flooding the board. Weaver is nice. Lets us get on the board. We're going to take a hit here. So he gets to chunk us for 5, but he has no cards in his hand at this point, and yeah, this drawing that flow to kill the Scrounger was real nice. Pick off the Thalia's Lieutenant, and we're at a pretty comfortable life total, even though we are slightly mono-screwed. I would have liked to have drawn a land there to Glimmer to kill the Selfless Spirit, but we take the Selfless Spirit kill here by casting the negate. We probably would have had to harness something for 0 and then use our Radiant Flames. So we get to Radiant Flames here for 2. Weaver finishes off the Thraben Inspector, and he's got a whole bunch of nothing going on. Shambling Vents. If he drew Gideon at any point this game, it would have been pretty bad. But he did not. He drew his other sideboard cards in Transgress, which we are fine with him drawing. Yeah, so he's not pressuring us. We get a window to cast Glimmer, hopefully finding our land. There we go. Yeah, so land number 6, handful of removal. The rest of the game is pretty locked up from here. He's drawing 1 card a turn. think we get to cast our Glimmer here, and he just concedes. Yeah, so again, we drew a whole ton of our removal and board control cards, but this game was pretty easy. Would have been very different if he had a Gideon, but we did have the negates this game to stop him. So on to game 3. Yeah, so this is a really tempting hand. Like, any land here would make this hand fine. 2 lands here would make this hand amazing. But we have to mulligan this if we don't draw our second land. Basically, we have 2 draw steps to draw our second land, and then we need to draw either more cheap removal or our third land. So I could see some appeal of gambling on this hand, but yeah, like if this were another removal spell, or this were another removal spell, I could see gambling on this, but needing to draw 2 lands with no scry, I ship it back. And got punished with this no-lander. It's a pretty good one, but unfortunately we can't keep it. And are forced to keep this hand. This hand is not the worst, but definitely needs a lot of things to line up to come together. Him leading on Inspector is really bad because he gets to pressure us while not losing card advantage. He did mulligan to 6 on the play, so like there was a chance that we run him out of cards this game, but yeah, him curving out like this is not conducive to anything. Yeah, that lieutenant is pretty bad for us. So we've got a huge clock on us. We get to anticipate, find a removal spell. Yeah, we couldn't have taken the Glimmer there because we have the Aether Hub. Like, we could play Dynavolt Tower and then try to. We have 2 draw steps to draw land to Glimmer, but we have 6. Like, basically, if we play the tower, we're going to go to 8. Playing Glimmer means we get to kill 1 guy, and we're still taking 3, so we would go to 5, and that's if he has no other follow-up. So, while Glimmer would help to kind of bridge us to the Gearhulk, Harness Lightning just makes sure that we're trying to not die. It's priority number 1. So we take the Harness Lightning, but I could see an argument being made for Glimmer here. And we drew a Glimmer anyway, so that game plan, theoretically the game plan is lining up. We still have an opening here until he plays a Copter. Okay, so playing Harness Lightning on the Thalia's Lieutenant while it's still a 1-1 means that we have enough energy left over to Dynavolt Tower something. I guess like the other consideration would have been to play the Weaver, but then we would have just taken, let's see, this, if he doesn't play anything else and this stays a 1-1, he would have activated this, attacked, we would have gone down to 3, and then been able to try to stabilize with the Weaver. Yeah. Weaver doesn't really kill anything on its own on this board, because I'm assuming that Thalia's Lieutenant is going to grow next turn. So I took the Harness Lightning line, and it ends up not being good enough, but Yeah, so that really sucks because we take 5 here anyway. Definitely misclicked here by letting him loot. Oh no. Okay, so I kill the Expedition Envoy here because it deals just as much damage as the Copter, but Copter kind of lowers the number of threats that can come at me at once. So I'm trying to just like stay on the board. Copter is a tempo minus play. Yeah, but we're just drawing dead here. Like any creature here kills us. Yeah. Yeah. So that game was disappointing. I don't think we could have played it differently. Like maybe gambling on the first hand would have been more successful, but I don't know. Obviously, not punting game 1 was the path to victory here. I think this matchup is like a really great matchup in general. But being on the draw in game 3 kind of sucks. Game 1 seems like a really easy game, but yeah, we just punted this one. So started out 1 and 2 in the tournament. But we stayed in and fought back, so we'll be back for round 4.